I'm at John's Island and petting Apple. And Apple's the reason we're here. This is a goat farm, but it's so much more than a goat farm. And let me back up and say that this is the Kiawah River organization, which is a development.
Yes.
But instead of having a golf course or something like that, they have decided to make a farm community the focus of the development, which I think is stunningly wonderful. And you are a part of that farm community.
Yes, correct. 1 out of 8.
And so this animal and her kin are the main reason for this. And what's the main product that you will have from a goat farm?
At this farm, we're also a creamery. We're going to produce cheese, soaps, produce milk, and all other goat-based products here on site.
Okay. And goats, I have heard, are tremendously susceptible to parasites, and you have this wild conglomeration of animals here that helps to manage the property and also can even help with that. So what's the reason for this wide diversity of animals that's here?
Diversity is always good to the land, and so we call this little piece of heaven our biodome. Each animal does something special for the next animal in conjunction with each other. So every animal has a purpose here, and it also helps build up the land so that it doesn't get overused by one animal as well.
So pigs will eat anything.
Yes.
And goats often have parasites in their poop, and the pigs come and eat the goat poop.
Yes, they maintain certain types of parasites that get in the poop. They'll control it.
And then when the pigs poop, they're fertilizing the land.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Gosh, it's always something. And then we've also got donkeys here. What are the donkeys doing?
Our donkeys,
besides adding charm.
They're beautiful creatures. They are our security force here at the farm. They keep everybody nice and protected. They are the original heritage herd protector. So they do a very good job here.
And I believe that they keep deer from coming in, and deer carry certain parasites that could be damaging to the animals that we want here.
Correct. They keep everything that we don't want on the inside, on the outside of the fence. That's their job.
All the chickens are called Nellie. There are about a zillion of them, and we're about to have more. And I believe egg production is a part of your scheme for making this a profitable business.
Absolutely. So our thing is called the farm touch. That's what we focus on here. I want people to come get their own eggs, have that experience, because to me, that's also going to preserve the farming culture here in Johns Island.
You occasionally are going to have male goats born. And of course, goats they feed the world. I mean, it's probably the most consumed animal overall.
Absolutely.
But your male goats now are being involved in something that I think is remarkably interesting.
So we actually have a contract with the National Park Service contractor who brings our male goats to different national parks from Virginia, Tennessee, and South Carolina. State parks are also included in that, to help with underbrush maintenance. And plus cemeteries and solar farms and other organizations like that benefit from the landscaping these animals do.
Goats are grazers rather than grass eaters for the most part. Is that correct?
That's correct. They are meant to eat up, so they browse up in the trees, but their biggest claim to fame is that they can eradicate poison ivy without having to put any type of chemical on it.
What type of goats do you have?
So I have La Mancha, Alpine, and Nubian goats, and together that blend makes for that really nice creamy goat cheese that everybody loves.
You like to let the baby goats nurse from their mothers for a while, and so tell me how long they will nurse from their mothers, and is there a time when you will like separate them a little bit and still let them go to see their mothers occasionally, so that because you need to start milking if you're going to have cheese.
We do. We do a process here, which is we put the babies to bed at night and separate the moms. Everybody goes to sleep. I get here in the morning, I milk, and then they return back out to their babies. And that way the babies will build their strength and be strong because they'll be on mother's milk for 6 to 7 months.
And what's the process of making cheese? Is it real complicated?
Cheese begins with the treatment of these animals. Things like cortisol and fear hormones play a big role in the milk. And if they're happy and they're healthy, they produce good milk. And for that reason, this is where the work is really with the animal. Once the milk makes it into the line, it's a game of patience, but the real complication is in the maintenance of the animals.
And I love goat milk. I imagine that just goat milk will be something that you'll offer people who come to visit as well.
Well, our lovely state of South Carolina allows us to produce raw milk, and raw milk is something that a lot of people are starting to really get excited about. So doing nothing probably has its greatest gain as far as the community wanting a product.
The Kiawah River farm community, which is kind of the basis of their organization and their development, is still going to have other clients. I believe our dear friends, Louise Bennett and Sada Limehouse, are going to move their farm stand here.
Mm-hmm.
And so you don't have to worry about having a place that's staffed by someone, because you'll be able to offer your products right there.
Yeah, we are super excited. We have Edisto honey that's out here, and we also have Common Joy. And the Common Joy is loofahs. So we grow our own loofahs here, which is wonderful. Plus, we'll have access to the restaurants that are coming here to the neighborhood as well.
This has just been such a delight. And,
oh, thank you.
And to think that when people come down to this area, to South Carolina, and from away, they get to see really what was the basis and still is the main basis of South Carolina's economy, which is agriculture, and agriculture being practiced in such a remarkable and sustainable way. I just feel like I've almost died and gone to heaven, got to come down here today. Maybe I'll be one of those volunteers, but I must say, I've learned that goats can get out of almost anything. And so I have to learn how to operate the fences, because that's part of the process.
Yes, ma'am, but we'll take you.
It's just been a real treat. Thank you so much for what you're doing and for making this little piece of joy and happiness in South Carolina.
Thank you, and thank you to you too.